shorter. So, howdy y'all. If you don't already know me, my name is Natalia Cruz, and I cannot really believe that I am standing here today. As a freshman in college, one of the main things I dreamed about was having a big romance, and with 7 days to spare, I don't think that's happening. However, one could argue, even though it's been a very rocky road, that my big romance was falling in love with Kent. From walking along the Cuyahoga River to the drag shows at Stephers and meaningful academic conversations to picking up flowers around campus, I am going to miss the place that has helped shape me into something marvelous. Throughout my time here, I wanted to transfer, drop out, or take summer classes to try to expedite my exit. But now I am quite sad that I won't even be here for the summer. Personally, I do not know when exactly my distaste changed to fondness, but I do know that a part of the reason I stayed past my first year was because of our Fusion, our LGBT magazine here on campus that I used to write for, and my ability to host a show through Black Squirrel Radio featuring LGBT and POC artists. I came to Kent State knowing that it was supposed to be an LGBT-friendly campus, but seeing it at work made me feel incredibly safe. Since I came into college, still closeted to my family, and low-key, if it wasn't for lockdown, I probably still would be, because the only reason I came out was because I was bored and wanted to feel something. Unfortunately, that did not exactly work out, as it did not make me feel anything, and my parents now just pretend that I'm straight. However, this made me actually excited to come back to campus. Consequently, going back to college did not solve all my issues, and I would cry often to the point that I have a list of the best places to cry in Kent. But despite everything, I know somewhere that I was meant to stay. It would also be remiss not to mention the generosity of the LGBT Emergency Fund to help keep me here and so many others here on campus. Now, as I stand here today, I'm very grateful for everything Kent has given me, and being a graduate means I'm joining the league of people who stand up for what they believe in. Those who know me, you'll know that I'm not always the best at time management or organization, but I am good at talking too much and speaking my mind. As a graduate of Kent State, I know that no matter where I go, I will not stand for discrimination and will use the privileges I have been provided to fight for those who cannot. While I will do this, I do not know where I am going next. Because Kent State has allowed me to follow multiple of my passions, and for the next few years, I want to be exploring them more and giving back to my communities. However, my end goal is to create meaningful art and have the ability to protect meaningful art. I am someone who believes that art can be a tool for liberation. Just here at Kent State, even though it has been used for harm far too many times, painting the rock to support our community can help lead to a path of more understanding. Apart from being a Kent State graduate, Kent State is known for that heinous actions can come attention to issues we have here on campus. As far for the future, I don't know if Ohio will be a part of mine, but even if I leave, I still care about the people here that live in this state. Right now is not the best time to be an Ohioan. With things like House Bill 83 targeting diversity and inclusion in higher education, and multiple anti-trans legislations. However, regardless of what happens, I know that there will still be people here in Kent who will continue to support the queer community. This matters to me because one time on a tour, a prospective student confided in me that her family wasn't very fond of her being gay, and I could tell in her full confidence, even if it takes you a while to find good friends, that at least we'll have a community to fall back on. Throughout my time as a tour guide, I've had the opportunity to meet a few people who may be the next generation of LGBT kids on campus. And it's joyous to see the excitement on their faces when you tell them about the LGBT Center, or they have the opportunity to talk to faculty who are similar to them. I know for us, our time at Kent is withering away, but when we go out into a world that's going to be much crueler than this, remember the friendships, heartbreaks, and silly times you created with your Kent chosen family. I know a lot of people who are here in the crowd today, and many others who today will be our first and last hello. Yet, I cannot help but believe that our class is filled with people who are going to shake up whatever field they decide to go in, whether it's in arts or engineering for our friends who can do math. It may be a bit cliche, but surviving college in the current political climate on top of a global pandemic and the school taking away Auntie Anne's and munchies is mighty impressive. As I say when I'm on tour, some of you guys only got to spend 3 years on campus, and others may have been here for 6. But all that matters is that you did it, and no one can take your education away from you. Lastly, if you stay or if you go, do what you have the mental capacity to do to fight against our corrupt government. I know that people talk about this all the time, but not everyone can run off to California or New York, and I believe that Ohio is worth it. And Ohio is filled with beautiful Black, brown, and trans and queer people, and no legislation can change that.